We've got a new series between the Toronto Raptors and Boston Celtics with it knotted at 2. Now it's best 2 out of 3. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with the whole crew, Jimmy Toscano, Josue Pavon, Bobby Manning. 2-0 start for the Celtics. Now the Raptors have gained the momentum. Game 5 set for Monday at 6:30. Your predictions for whether or not the Celtics can now bounce back from the adversity that they're facing?
I think the Celtics are still going to lose this series. I said it coming in.
Oh, this guy, man.
I'm sticking with it. The late game execution isn't there. The Raptors have been the better second half team the last couple of games.
It's not okay. All right.
Game 2, the Raptors were incredibly close to winning Game 2. Absolutely. This could be a 3-1 series to me because of the way these fourth quarters have gone.
You wish it was.
No, listen, to be 100% clear, I want the Celtics in the East Finals because I don't want to watch Miami-Toronto. That's not interesting to me. But the Celtics are in a bad spot right now. You guys have to contend that. They've lost momentum. Their offense has lost punch. And Toronto has only gotten better offensively, even though you don't want to contend that. I think they have. They've gotten more guys.
Because by default, how poor they were offensively to start this series. Again, I picked the Celtics to win in 7 to start. I said maybe in 6. After I saw Game 1, I thought the Celtics were going to win in 4. Then they won Game 2. Yes, it was by the skin of their teeth. They did try to give it away, but they did go up 2-0, and they were 0.5 seconds away from being up 3-0. So it's hard for me to go into full panic mode. If I'm a Celtics fan or if I'm in the Celtics, I'm still very confident in my ability to beat the Raptors because I've done it. I've been there, done that a few times now. Even going back to the regular season bubble game where they smoked them. I know Gordon Hayward was out there for that one. But the point I'm trying to make is they need to play their game, right? They can't beat themselves, which I feel that's what they've done over the last 2 games. If they play their game and if Kemba Walker can lead the way and he can be the leader that he is and get his guys going early, and Jaylen Brown can compartmentalize and get whatever happened in Game 4 out of his head so he's not pressing in Game 5, I think the Celtics can take Game 5 and can eventually win the series.
Yeah, I think the pressure is definitely on the Celtics. I don't know if they're in trouble. I mean, they've sort of put themselves into this. I'm not saying that, not taking away credit from the Raptors, right? But what I mean by that is they're still control of their own destiny. Like, we saw an offensive production from the Celtics that just wasn't like them. We haven't seen them. And in the past, history will tell us that they typically bounce back with a lot, the following game. So I'm not too worried heading into this one. I still like the Celtics to win this series. But, after Game 2 or during the post-game show, I was talking to Jimmy and Bobby. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, listen, the Toronto Raptors, they're looking better and better after every game. Yep. Yeah, those 2 losses happened, but they were sort of in it. One play here, one play there, things could have gone differently.
Say it with me. No more blowouts. There's not going to be any more.
Probably. That's probably the case. No more blowouts. I think the Celtics could probably win by maybe 12-13. Technically not a blowout, but I think that's definitely in the cards. But what did I say, though? I said, look, I wouldn't be shocked if they tie this thing up. If Toronto comes out and wins 2 in a row, because that's the kind of team they are. Nick Nurse talked about the guys that have come through the ranks of the NBA, guys like Pascal and Van Vliet, guys who spent so many days and months and years in the G League for this opportunity, what they went through last year. I mean, these guys are emotional. They're gritty. Obviously, that's what we learned from Game 3, and we've known all along. Can that kind of grit and that sort of tenacity win an entire series? I don't believe that. I think it comes down to talent. The Celtics are flat out the better team. They have more talent. They have 3 20-plus point scorers. They have 3 guys that can control the game and take over whenever – if they have to. And we've seen all 3 of those guys do it throughout the postseason. So, again, listen, the 3 of those guys, offensively, the Celtics didn't look like themselves. That was sort of the part of the game that I was never concerned about heading into the series. Defensively, transition defense is still up to par. The Celtics have still been right there with the Raptors.
Before you get into that point, I want to, because you're leading into my next question, I want to quickly do around the horn. One key to a Celtics win in Game 5, I'm sure transition defense, keeping it up to par is huge. But quickly, all of you guys, one key to a Celtics win in Game 5. Josue, we can start with you.
Offensive rebounding, limit those. They're going to get those boards. That's what they do. They're one of the better offensive teams in the league. But limit those and limit the second chance points. That's a big one.
Marcus Smart, it will be the reason they win or lose this series. He's the Hayward. He's taking those shots off the kickouts, and he's done a bad job with it the last 2 games. And now he's turned the ball over 5 and 6 times, respectively. That foul on the inbounds play where they gave up the technical was bad. He's not boxing out, to add to your point, Josue, the way he usually does. This series is going to come down to Marcus Smart.
For me, it's composure. I think the Celtics lacked all composure in Game 4. They were erratic on offense, driving to the basket with their head down, offensive fouls, turning the ball over, countless awful turnovers. So they need to play. I said it. They need to just play Celtics basketball. Josue just said they're the more talented team, right? So let the game come to you. Trust your shot. Trust your instincts. Trust that talent will win out, and don't beat yourself. Keep your composure out there. It's one game at a time. Don't let Game 3 or Game 4 affect Game 5. And I think the Celtics come out with a W.
It's Jason Tatum for me. I mean, he's not by any means had a bad series, but it's time for a superstar performance if he wants to be considered a superstar player on the stretch. He's got to show that he is one of the top 10 players in this league, and he can carry a team to a deep playoff run. So let's see if Tatum shows up in a big way in Game 5. We'll have all your Celtics postseason coverage on our website at clnsmedia.com and on our YouTube channel at Celtics All Access.
The Garden Report is brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code MAXWELL20 at manscaped.com. Take your grooming game to the next level.